Investor, coming at you with another video. In this video, I had some good news concerning Hycroft today, people. And I mean, it's been an all-day thing of news coming in concerning Hycroft that I'm on fire about. Now, what I was doing about a month ago was I was doing this outline here of each quarter and what Hycroft's earnings reports were and so forth for each quarter, the first quarter. Then I did a highlights slide and shit like that. All right, but to keep this video short, I'm just going to go through the highlights because there's a lot of stuff that's going on at Hycroft if you're an AMC shareholder that you need to know about. Okay, so in Hycroft's first quarter earnings of 2022, investors began to join Hycroft mine. Eric Sprout and AMC teamed up together and they combined $56 million, and together they owned over 25% of Hycroft. Each investor, Sprout and AMC, have another 25% in Hycroft warrants for $1.07 each. Now, what was important that I spotted here was that after AMC and Eric Sprout got in, BlackRock, Vanguard, State Street, and the usual suspects that are holding long AMC has jumped into Hycroft as well. Okay. Also in the first quarter, the CEO, Diane, informed us that they were continuing to finalize the designs for the next phase plant operations that will transform Hycroft to a large-scale commercial operations. And in the second quarter highlights, we also found out that we were added to the Russell 3000. The first and second quarter results that we seen earlier were from only 2% of land exploration. That means this much of Hycroft is left to be explored. Okay, only 2% of the 72,000 acres has even been looked into. And the lease pad production continued to offset the cost of the current exploration. What does that mean? It means that all of this exploration is being paid for from what they find in gold and silver in the leach pads. Okay, that's how they're financing their exploration, which means they need no money. Now, also in the second quarter, and this is where nobody knows what happened here, is on June 28th, 2022, AMC becomes the largest shareholder of Hycroft when Eric Sprout sells 4,088,000 shares. AMC becomes the largest shareholder of Hycroft with 46 million. Mudrick Capital comes in second at 37 million, and Eric Sprout still has 19 million shares of Hycroft. As of August 12th, BlackRock increased their position in Hycroft to another 9 million shares, and Vanguard increased their positions another 7 million shares of Hycroft. And at the end of the third quarter 2022, we find out safety remains at zero, which was good. We continued the leach pad operations, which were producing ounces of gold and silver, and they're using that money to offset the cost of running the mine. And at the same time, we have $153.4 million in unrestricted cash. And we can already look ahead to Hycroft's fourth quarter earnings report because they just released yesterday evening a press release saying that they have reduced their debt by 42%. Now, I'm going to have to check to see if this rain's going to interfere with the rest of this video, but I hope not. But people, what has happened here is very, very important. Let's read this, and then we're going to go to a chart, and I'm going to show you what to look at. The company reduced its outstanding debt by approximately $12.2 million in two transactions. Hycroft purchased a total of $12.2 million of debt in exchange for cash consideration of $6.7 million plus 500,000 shares of Hycroft stock, a discount of approximately 42% of the face value of the debt. Now, sometimes reading these press releases and financials can get overwhelming. I understand that. So let me throw some common sense in here for you, okay? Here's basically what this press release means in a nutshell. Hycroft owed $12.2 million in debt to somebody. Let's say that somebody is you. Your phone rings. You pick up the phone and you say hello, and they say, hey, this is Diane with Highcroft. You say, hey, Diane, how are you doing? She said, I'm doing well. Got a deal for you. So, okay. She said, I owe you $12.2 million. I said, yes, ma'am, you do. I got a deal for you. What's the deal? I'm going to give you $6.7 million cash. Okay? Now, I'm still going to owe you $5.5 million more. To pay that off, I'm going to give you 500,000 shares of Highcroft. Now you stop for a minute and you think, wait a minute. So you owe me $12.2 million. Yeah. You're going to give me $6.7 million cash. Yeah. And you're going to give me 500,000 shares of Highcroft. Yeah. Now, stop to ask yourself, if you're in this negotiation process and you're up to this point and the ball is in your court, what is the first logical question you have? What's the stock trading at? Because if you're fixing to give me $6.7 million cash and 500,000 shares of your company, does that equal what you owe me? And they said in the press release it's a 42% discount. And I said, oh, it's more than that. Do the math. At 500,000 shares right now at 77 cents, that's only $400,000, people. So whoever's making this deal with Highcroft would be under $5.6 million. Those are rounded off numbers. I'm looking at $385,000. $385,000 for 500,000 shares at the current price of 77 cents. Now, that's the first logical question. The second logical question is, why would I take this deal? Because I also did the math. And if you take what they owed, which is $5.5 million, divide that by 500,000 shares, that means the stock price has to get to over $11 just for me to break even. So you're wanting me to take the deal that I get 500,000 shares at 77 cents that one day could possibly reach 11? And Diane's response was yes. And they said, okay. And they did it. So why? Why would somebody restructure their debt that's owed to them, such as me and you? Why would I do that? Unless I also know that this stock is about to be worth more than $10 or $11. So I know I'm going to get my money back plus some. So yes, they've restructured their debt. They've set it to a place where so many people